Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. So today's vlog is going to be pretty much no fancy frills, no sort of cool soundtrack, no cool editing to go with it. It's just going to be me talking straight to you. And the reason for that is that um, basically I had a really super long day at work. So it's like 10, 11 hours at work. Um, so coming home, getting ready for tomorrow, eating, all that sort of stuff, pretty much leaves me no time to do any work. But this is, I guess, the insight that I want to give people into my scenario and my daily life and why I wanted to create these daily vlogs in the first place, because I wanted to give people that maybe in a similar situation to me, i.e., that you're wanting to develop your own sort of business whilst having a full-time job at the same time. Now, it may not be that you've got a fitness business, and maybe you've got a business in a completely different industry, but the concept is the same. So I've been following on YouTube the guys like Gary Vee, Mike Vacanti, and various other different sort of vloggers and entrepreneurs, and trying to, get an insight into what they do on a daily basis and sort of steal from them some of their ideas and their philosophies about how they actually get stuff done, how they actually go about building those businesses, so that I can sort of hive off a little bit of what they do and turn it into what works for me and make that work. But I thought the whole idea of these vlogs was to give that useful content to other people in a similar situation to me. So I feel like those guys, Gary Vee and so on, they give you great pieces of information, but it's often good to see it from someone who's actually going through that experience right now, to see what are those daily challenges that they're coming up with, how do they actually get through them in reality, and then also that sort of sense that whatever it is you're doing, whether you're on track or off track, or you're doing the right thing or not, then having sort of someone else to sort of look at and understand what they're doing is also beneficial. So for me, sort of today, in terms of the business building and the that side of life, it's a bit of a I wouldn't say it's a nothing day, but definitely a bit of a slow day where not much was achieved in terms of productivity. Like I said, a full day at work, longer than normal. Coming back home, I had to go to the supermarket. I had to come home and prepare food. I had to come home and do some edits on the vlog. All these sorts of things build up to me that you didn't actually get to achieve what it is you wanted to achieve that day. So it's one of those days for me, and it sort of links back for me to a post that I think I put on Instagram on Monday, which was entitled that we live in binary, i.e., we either do something or we don't do it. There's no sort of in the middle bit. You don't half-ass something. You either put the time and effort into training, so you either go to the gym or you don't go to the gym. There's no sort of half measures. You either put time into your meal prep or your tracking of macros, or you don't. And then you breed the results off the back of that. You reap the rewards that you sow. So that's why personally, I kind of like fitness, and why in the past I used to like time trialing for cycling, because to a certain extent it's you on your own. You're the only one that can put the effort in. So when I was cycling, I didn't much care for road racing, because there was too many variables in there. There's too many variables about what other people were doing in the pack around you, and things that you couldn't influence. Whereas a time trial is just you, your mind, your legs, and a clock. So it was sort of you. If you'd put the training in, if you'd put the effort in, you reap the benefit of the time and the result that came out of the back of that. And again, with fitness and going to the gym, is someone can't lift the weights for me. I haven't got someone to spoon feed me meals throughout the day and prepare everything for me. So I either do these things or I don't. And that's, I guess, one of the things that I try and instill in a nice way to some of the people that I work with, is that I'm there to motivate. I'm there to give you the tools and the techniques to be effective, and the tools and techniques that will get you results. But at the end of the day, it's the mindset and the motivation that is going to be either going to be the limiting factor, or it's the factor that helps you achieve and progress. So for me, thinking about that, I've thought about that sort of concept of living in binary for the last couple of weeks now, as I've been getting more stuck into these daily vlogs and doing more and more things. Is that these days where time is really, really short and I haven't got a full day like I have at the weekend to pull together lots of different things that I'm doing, edit that into a nice little video, and ram it full of lots of various different types of content that I hope people will find useful. So I could have just said, you know what, it's late, I'm tired, I've got to edit yesterday's vlog, I've got all these things to do, I just don't want to do another piece to camera. But that isn't the sort of mindset I'm in at the moment. The mindset I'm in at the moment is to actually do these things, get them done, and then let that be some form of I don't know what's the right word, hotbed of activity and motivation. So this, for me, doing this piece to camera, hopefully you're getting something out of it, in the sense that you're understanding that when you go through times of not wanting to do stuff, or not feeling like you're in the mood, or you're really tired, is that actually sitting yourself down, or getting off your ass if that's the case and you're going to the gym, but start that activity and start that thing, that ball rolling. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to give you sort of an honest look about what goes on behind the scenes. So it's not all pretty Instagram pictures, infographics, podcast, blog writing, and all that sort of stuff. There is a shed load of hard work that goes into creating that content. There's a shed load of hard work that goes into programming a client's meal plan or a client's training program. There is a shed load of work that goes into that, and some days that you don't feel like you're getting the best out of yourself. Sometimes you're kind of a little bit hard on yourself that you've not achieved what you wanted to achieve. But I think as long as you do something, then that's, to me, that's motivation to keep going. So this is my little day of a little bit of a lull in terms of productivity, but I'll be pleased and confident and motivated that I made this video. I'll be motivated that I didn't let one day slip by. I didn't let that feeling of not achieving affect everything else and have a knock-on effect. So to me, I'm already feeling upbeat and ready to tackle the next day. So in terms of I Am Paradise Fitness World, we've got a lot of things going on at the moment, and I'm kind of thinking about dipping into the world of creating a product. So at the moment, I provide obviously online coaching services, but I don't sell anything particularly like off the shelf, so you can't buy a one-off product from me like a training plan or a meal plan. It's like a subscription service. But I'm thinking about creating that sort of the I Am Paradise Fitness plan, or the I Am Paradise Fitness program. So if you've got sort of ideas about things that maybe you've experienced with other programs that aren't good and you'd like to see in a program coming forward, then I'd be really up for hearing those sorts of discussions and those sorts of ideas. I've got loads of ideas for myself. So now what I need to do, as Gary Vee would say, ideas mean shit. It's all about the execution of those ideas. So I'm probably going to give blogging a little bit of a break. I think I've got one particular idea that I want to sort of get out while it's fresh in my mind and get that written. So once that's done, I'm going to put that to one side, and then I'm going to start working on creating a product that I can launch. Hopefully that won't take too long to produce, I have a tendency to try and be perfect on a lot of things, which means that sometimes things are slow. So I'm going to try and make sure that's as quick as possible. But the main thing for me is that it does what it says on the tin. I don't want to produce something that's just I'm not producing something to just make money dishonestly. I want any program that I provide to a client or customer to be the maximum amount of value that I can give to them. So with an online training coaching client, I'll go over and above what their expectations will be, and hopefully over and above their experiences with other coaches and other clients, because I want that person to feel that I have that personal touch and I have that personal vested interest. And that for me is that I want that to come through in any product that I end up producing, which is a little bit tricky because obviously you're not there to handhold the customer or the client through that process. So I'm going to have a think about how I can make that product I sell truly unique and truly special. So I did say it's going to be a short one, but I think we've gone over 10 minutes, so it's probably longer than most of the ones I've recorded so far. But I hope you got something out of today. For me, it's good to get things out in the open, good to get things off my chest, and good to get you an understanding that it's not all about Instagram and social media posts and ripped abs and bulging biceps and pumped up pecs. Sometimes it's just about hard work, doing things you don't want to do, and then just getting shit done. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Slightly different to all the others, but it's real, it's what happens. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.